What is good, guys? Hope you're all doing well. This is day 56, backtesting every day until I'm profitable. And looks like we are live. I want to check if YouTube has started streaming it yet. And let's just get into the session without any delay. Anyways, I switched back to light mode. And I wanted to backtest how OBs and sweeps and GBP work together. So this is the session I'll be using for today. Right. So this is another day. I'd like to go for the 1 week first. In the 1 week, you can see how good we were dropping. I'd like to remove all this. Okay. So you can see that on the weekly we were dropping. We took out this low, which means that the next liquidity point will be this low right here, which means that we are extremely bearish since we shifted here on the weekly. When you go to the daily, we're still bearish, and my target would obviously be this low, this sell side liquidity resting right there. If we continue to drop, this will be our good sell side liquidity. And by that, I'd like to go to the 4 hour time frame. We're on that one on Thursday. What I would like to see is like maybe some kind of sweep of a high, and then we continue to drop and take out this low, and then I can start to think of now shifts to the upside. It's basically how the 4 hour is looking. Very bearish. No sign of like a retracement or somewhere we can enter so far. So on the 1 hour we have this high. It means if we can get a sweep off of it and then continuous drop, then we would extremely take that entry. Okay, so let's see what London does. Okay. So looking on here, I'm going to 30 minutes. I would really like this to have a move to this buy side before we drop, which means these will be the Asia highs. And going to 15, I want to see something like a retracement into OTE. Maybe drop into here before we push higher. Okay, we drop into OTE. Let's see if we reject. Okay, you can see we get a really good rejection off of the OTE, and we might take out this high or even the highs from up there. So can we enter off of this? I can buy, even though we're a bit late, and target these highs, giving us a 2.3 R, risk 1%. And save this. Let's see how the trade goes. So we get a good retracement into this fair value gap. Let's see if we reach the estimated TP level. London has started, but you can see London didn't do anything big. Let's see what happens. If we end up taking out that high, so a new day starts. and we drop again into this range. Whoa, what kind of news was this? Average hourly earnings. Wait, non-farm payrolls? What's this? From 10th January. Oh yeah, 10th January 2025. I think NFP happened a week. It didn't happen the first week. It happens in this. It happened in the second week. I think the first week was like some kind of holidays, so we ended up getting stopped out. Yeah. So the next day opens lower, and I can see that we're almost even near to our target. Did we reach the midpoint there? Nope. Anyways, let's see what happens here. All right. We can see London took out this high. Have relatively close there. Okay, good fair value gap created. Okay, and we retrace into it, and I think that we will push at least into that sell side liquidity. So I take this entry. And take the screenshot. Okay. So everything had started out well before we disrespected this fair value gap. New York, why? Anyways, I have a really clean old block here, and I think it won't live without causing a mess. How does it look on the 2 hour? Yeah, that's right there. Won't live without causing a fight. We like to see like this weak trade into it and then drop. So we create equal highs right there. It's a good liquidity point, but we don't trade up to the order block. Right, so far market bounced off of here. What would have it reacted off of? We have no particulars on there. Let's see how it looks on the 1 hour. So is this like some kind of OTE range? From this low to the high. This will be OTE. Yeah. So I think we'll obviously push to the top. Then we'll go to the 15 minutes. Right. Okay. Have a good drop right there. Whoa. Well, what kind of sword is this at London? Crazy one. We take out this low and we create a fair value gap right there, which there are less chances of retracing back into. Okay, to react it off of it. Okay, candle is not closed, it's about to close. Okay, candle is closing nicely. I think we can take this and target the order block. Then this will be like some kind of swing because it would obviously take a long time to reach there. But the first target, of course, will be the previous day high, and the stop loss will be right there. Risk 0.5 since we lost way too much so far. Let's preview and see. You can see that we end up hitting take profit. Very clean, very nice. And this was a news day. What news did we have? Consumer price index. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So yeah, here are the technicals are obeyed, and yeah, this is nice. This is really, really nice. You can see how it pushed into that order block. So what would I like to see on this order block? I would like to see like a sweep above some kind of high, like maybe these equal high, relatively equal highs, and if I were to drop, we get a good shift, and then we drop. Yeah, that's basically it. That's what I would like to see. I'll go to the 15-minute. You can see it respected the order block. It dropped after pushing into it. You can see how it looks on the 1 hour. We didn't get a sweep as we wanted, but yeah, so far this is looking nice. So 30-minute is showing this kind of look. Like we took up the low here, we shifted structure and created a good fair value gap inside there, and I'd like to see the 15-minute retrace into that as well. I'd like something cleaner like this. And when I go to the 30-minute, you can see that we retraced back into the gap, which means okay, this entry like would really be a good one. Even though we're about to start London, so this wouldn't be a bad entry. Like first target, this previous daily high. It's like that, and going on the standpoint of the 15-minute, can extend the stop loss to be somewhere there. But let's provide like a 1 to 2. This is the kind of entry I think I would be taking, considering that we also have other liquidity resting above there, equal highs. So I think this entry wouldn't be a bad one, really. Mhm. Okay, so it's a 2R. I risk 0.5 on it. Take a screenshot. Save this. Let's see what happens. Oh, God of Nazareth. What's this? Didn't even wait, man. What a candle. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So this POI literally became invalid. You know, that fair value gap from the 30-minute. Okay. So New York has already opened. Took out the previous day low. Still have the previous day high waiting up there. Okay, this is a really good push. But then I created some gaps. Going from, okay, how does this react? Okay, we can't enter off of that. Yeah, that was all for that day. We have way more liquidity resting here. I think we will drop. You can see this consolidation here. I think the dailies are having like big wicks and small bodies. You can see how these wicks look like pushed high, then it started to drop after pushing into this or block. Okay, so you can push into POIs. You can get interest to push into POIs. Now I'd like to have the 15-minute. I'd like to see it fall, and probably wondering why. It's because since we're in a downtrend, we drop, push high, drop, push high. So after pushing here, we expect continuation to the downside until we reach this sell side level. Going back to 15 now. Let's see what we got. London is really looking nice. Okay, what's this? 20th January, there was this crazy push into the order block again. Unexpected push. Okay, and yeah, okay, I think I'm starting to spot something here. I wanted to see like these highs from the order block get taken out, and when I got to 1 hour, I think you can see it right here that closed above them. These highs, these equal highs, closed above them, and first off, we can plan to rebalance this move. I'd just like to see some cells rebalance, which means probably dropping to this level. That will be fast TP. I'm building up a trade idea here. And then when I got the 15-minute, after the sweep, I can see a good shift in structure here. Let's see if we get a good shift in structure. Okay, we get a shift in structure, small fair value gap there, which is where I would like to time our entry. Let's see if we retrace. Okay, good retracement. Let's see if we reject. Okay, we are rejecting. So I just like to place my entry there, stop loss above the close of the highs. And then this is the first target. And the other target is the previous data. You can see how we have very many lows accumulating here. These relatively equal lows. So this is basically the trade, but I'd like to keep TP open. Yeah. So at risk 1%, no, 0.5. Be it high, be it low, I risk that. But this is A plus. I think I can risk 1%. Let's keep take profit open. We'll close pressures or close it fully along the way, depending on how the price reacts. Alright, now let's see how this goes. So we'll see how this candle closes. You can see it closes in the range of the gap. This one, if any candle closes above the range, then we're screwed. Yeah, we're done. We are done. Let's see, get stopped out. So now I risk 1%. Oh, that's why I need some crazy drawdown. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I'd like to go to next day open. Oh, wow. Can see that we ended up taking up this high, but we didn't close with a candle below this low to create a clear shift. So if we get a a more clear shift, then that's when an entry will be ready. But I'm just looking to sell so far. I know the market will find a way of dropping to that level. Just after it returned into OTE of this move, tapped into this level and then dropped. Okay, new day starts. These days have been going even more crazier. Take off the previous day high in London, and then we shift here. I think this day has also done its thing. Oh, where are we through finding nothing in the markets? Anyways, I may be backtesting another model. You can see our win rate dropped to 42.2. This is crazy. Okay, let's do the power of 3. And I'd like to deal with the NAS. Okay, so starting on the weekly, I just wanted to show you that we are very bullish, and nothing will change that. We are really, really bullish. And now going to daily, still shows us bullish signs. So the only thing we will do is retrace trend to POI, then we buy all that we can. So for our sake, we actually took out some equalos here, then we pushed to the upside, shifted here, like okay, POS, then created a fair value gap. Suddenly you can see we traced back into it. So we have a small 4-hour FVG in here, and now when I got the 1 hour, you can see it's actually even more clearer. You can mark it like that, and this can be like our trigger to see if we can find some buys. Okay, this ends up becoming a full shift now, full drop, which means this becomes an inversion, and we get a retracement into the inversion, and you can see how all these candles are respecting this inversion fair value gap. Look at the 30-minute. There is also another fair value gap inside of here, which means you can sell off of here, but then that means that your target will be here. This previous previous daily low, which will be a really great liquidity point. Maybe let's separate this and see how it goes. So this will be our target, and my stop loss will be, a few pips above the fair value gap. So you can see how these candles are closing way above the gap, and they're respecting it, and we end up dropping. Like overnight we consolidate a bit, then in the morning we drop heavily by the New York Open and end up taking out the previous day low, which was a really good liquidity point, and we also take out this low, which had really great liquidity. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. Which means we basically had to see this sweep, see this shift, and then enter on the inversion. Considering that we also had on 30-minute, also had these candles close above. So how long did this trade take? Of course, it ran overnight, but it took 17 hours. Wow, 17 whole hours. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Anyways, it wouldn't be a bad one. It wouldn't be a bad one for sure. And so what's next after that? You can see that we dropped when I got to the 1 hour. You can see that we dropped and took out this low. When I got to 4 hour now, you can see that we rebalanced this whole price move, and the daily have a really, really nice drop into this order block right here. This will be the order block, just like that. Good. So now I'd like to go to the 1 hour. So the next move will be maybe like a market maker buy model. We drop, then we start to push higher. So that's what I would like to be looking for. Now I'll go to 15-minute. Mm, 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 it's consolidating. That's why we're not seeing like any fair value gap or any POI, any strong POI. But yeah, let's continue this and see. We have some relatively equals to the downside, which means it will be a great liquidity point to return to. Okay, that day is over. Mm. So we take out Asia high. Huh. I thought it was still raining. And then in London, you can see how good London was to the upside. Maybe if you have a power of 3, we can drop to this previous daily low and take out these equal lows. I'd like to do the 5-minute for that and see, how the price behaves there. It's not looking bad. We failed to take out London highs right there, but it's, I think some, the auto block that rejected it. But no, it's not an auto block. Just failed to push above the high. It's not an auto block, but it just failed, as you can see. Maybe this kind of OB. So when I go to 15 now, this might be the night time my dreams will let me know all the stars are closer. So we end up pushing to the upside. This is really crazy. I'm taking out the previous daily high. So That's how the Asian range looks like. Smile within night time, friends, man, let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer. Smile within night time. From this low down to this high, you can see we returned into, yeah, it's discount. We didn't reach the OTE level though. The only thing with mark here is that we have a sweep of this low which was taken out, which is the structure, and then replaced into, this fair value gap right there. But it would be better if we'll get a full drop into the OTE range. So let's see if we can wait for it. Oh no. Alright, so it goes back into that OTE range, and if we get this whole price move from this low to this high, you can see we dropped into OTE. So if we were to take an entry, we'll take it now on the high time frame. And considering that we also take out this low. Mm, 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 So that means my stop loss will be somewhere there. Oh god, this will be really big. This will be really big. I don't think I'm about to take that, but yeah, I'm not against that big when actually works. Okay, how's it looking? Yeah, we didn't find any entry so far. Or the analytics of this looking like a 8 and overall halfway to point 2. So I think that was all for the day. And yeah, I didn't feel like doing this today, but we'll come back tomorrow again and push another mile. Anyways,